Hello, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome back to a new episode of the 3-tier squad builder here on FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. So I've done 3 episodes of this so far. They've all gone down really well, so thank you very much for that. And if you guys would like to check them out, if you haven't done so already, there'll be a link in the top right corner to the playlist of the 3-tier squad builder. So far we've done like the Premier League, France and the Bundesliga. I'm going to another popular league today. We're talking about the SERIE or Calcio A as it's known on the game. If you could do me a favour right at the start of this video and hit that thumbs up button, that'd be amazing, and let me know which nation or league you'd like me to do in the next episode of the 3-tier squad builder. So let's get into it. So tier number 1, this is for all of you guys that just have hardly played Ultimate Team, won't put any money into it, anything like that, and have got, let's say, 15 to 20,000 coins to spend on a team. So the squad itself looks a little bit like this. I've gone for some actually half decent players, with the market sort of coming down quite a lot recently. Some of the players which I would have probably put into tier number 2 in a previous video, I can definitely now put into tier number 1. We've got some half decent players here that can really make a usable squad on the game. So we start in goal with Marchetti. If you haven't got many coins, spend your money on your attack and your midfield rather than your goalkeeper. So I put a non-rare goalkeeper. He's under 1,000 coins. He's not going to cost you much at all. And then at right back, I've gone for Karsdorp, and then left back we've got Lukaku. I can't really think of a much better duo in the Serie A to actually go for. In fact, I would typically use those two over other players in the league, simply because, Lukaku, for instance, he's just an absolute beast. He's got 81 physical and 89 pace. He's really strong, and he just dominates that area of the field. I like him a lot, and I try and use him whenever possible. Now, in terms of centre-backs, I've gone for Tonelli, who is 74 pace, 79 rated centre-back, as well as Juan Jesus. I'm actually going to switch them, because I'm pretty sure Juan Jesus is actually left-footed, yes. But look at that, low, high work rates, 6'1", really great pace, really great physical. That, my friends, is a solid defender to get for very cheap on this game. Moving up to the midfield then, I've got 3, kind of different players. You've got Bonaventura, who's really good at everything. His stats are really great across the board. He's a nice high rated card, and he will cost you a couple of thousand coins. So he's your main midfielder that you're looking to get, because he's going to pull the strings. You've then got Alan, more defensive minded and will work really, really hard for the team. Actually one of my favourite players that I've used so far on FIFA 18, just because he does what Kante did last year on FIFA 17. He works really well. And then you got Zielinski, 4-star skill, 5-star weak foot, more of your attacking version of the midfielder, and he's just genuinely an interesting player, very quick and very good on the ball for a centre mid. Now moving on to the strike force, just a few weeks ago, all of these guys would have been a lot more expensive and would have gone into tier number 2. We've got Nani, 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot this year, and he's recently got himself a new picture as well, which looks kind of cool. We've then got Felipe Anderson over on the right hand side, 92 pace, 86 dribbling, 4-star skills and weak foot. And then up front, Belotti, someone that for a long time was around that 10,000 coin mark, half the budget of this team. He costs absolutely nowhere near that anymore, and is still a 5-star weak foot, decent target man striker who can really sink that ball into the back of the net. So that is tier number 1. I'm yet to play with my teams, by the way. I'm doing this intro part first, just so that I can get an introduction, thought process behind the team, and then actually I'll give the review and stuff of it afterwards, or as I'm showing you the clips. So that's tier number 1. Let's take a look at the goals that I scored with it. Right then, so moving into the goals, Felipe Anderson scored quite a few for me, as did Belotti, and Nani gets 1 or 2, I think, something like that. And overall, just this team is actually quite solid. It's not as basic as we've had in previous episodes of this series, but it's definitely not the sort of squad that you'll really have for long. Just the nature of FIFA 18 itself, it's so easy to earn coins from this stage to moving up to like tier number 2. So easy. So if you're doing things like doing the daily challenges, the weekly challenges, even playing a little bit of squad battles here and there, that sort of thing, playing a little bit of online seasons to get the coins at the end of that, and just like getting the catalog bonuses, they're the most important things. If you've played FIFA before and you have like a FIFA level in the catalog, then get the bonuses, because you'll get extra coins, and before you know it, you'll be moving away from players like that are featuring here and like upgrading your team into like the second tier. You know, you'll pick the odd inform up and stuff like that. If you do some SBCs along the way, you'll probably get quite lucky, and you know, SBCs at this point in time in FIFA 18, if you're just starting the game and let's say you've got 20-25k, rather than building a team like this right off the bat, I would actually recommend you go and do one of the advanced SBCs. So maybe do like advanced leagues or advanced nations, whatever it is, because you will find yourself probably profiting from that and then having more coins to build a better team. But overall, I can't really complain about this squad. They scored goals, they were pretty solid. Let's boost it on up then to tier 2. Alright, so you've seen the goals that I got with those players. Time to up the budget a bit. Now this next tier, tier 2, is actually going to cost you between 75 and 80,000 coins. So we've upped that budget by quite a lot. This is for you guys that have either played quite a bit of FUT since the game has come out, or maybe put a few FIFA points in if you haven't played so much, that sort of thing, and you've got a fairly decent amount of coins to work with. Tier number 2 for me looks like this. Now what you'll notice is that the team is now all full gold rare, so we haven't got like the non-rare goalkeeper and all of that sort of stuff. We've also got a special item in there in terms of Inform Brozovic at cam. But moving through the squad, Perrin in goal seems to be really good on the reflexes side of things, and he's a nice high-rated goalkeeper. And then we've got Cancelo and then Dalbert as my left-back, right-back combo. Both really quick. And then I don't think you can really beat this duo of centre-backs in Serie A. Manolas and Koulibaly. Those two together, you got the height on Koulibaly and pace, to be fair, and really good physical stats. And then Manolas, who's just rapid and then solid at the back. So those two, like, they would have been a lot more expensive just a couple of weeks ago. They now make this this whole team affordable, which is great. So moving on into the midfield, I've got two players which, well, one's going to hold down the midfield. That's Khedira. He's going to do that more defensive-minded stuff. And actually, he's sort of around 5,000 coins or so. And then we've got a cheap midfielder, João Mario, only going to cost you a couple of K. But again, a little bit like Bonaventura in the previous team. This is going to be like your, got a little bit of everything, kind of a flair player as well with the 83 dribbling. But he's probably even going to cost less than what Bonaventura would cost. This is not your standout midfielder. He's just in there because lots of people reckon he's good. And then the standout midfielder for me is definitely Pjanic. Pjanic is 85 rated. He's got 86 passing, 86 dribbling. Just looking at his stats, 4-star skills and weak foot, I think he could be a real beast. And actually, I played against him recently and he scored a whopping long shot against me. So hopefully he can do that for us today as well. And then moving up, so we've got a special item into the team now. We've got our first inform in the 3-tier squad builder today. It is Brozovic. Now Brozovic has got stats for days. Like, he's got really good dribbling and passing stats and just great stats across the board. And, you know, he costs like 25k. So he's like your marquee player in this particular team. Going to take up around a third of the budget, that sort of thing. And then up front, I've gone for Alejandro Gomez because he's around 7k now. I nearly put him into tier number 1, but it probably would have taken the budget up too high. So he's actually quite a cheap striker for this sort of tier now. Only around 10% of the value of this squad. And then we've got Perisic, so someone who's off chemistry, again similar price to Gomez, maybe even a little bit cheaper, but he has got 4-star skill, 5-star weak foot, and he's 6'1". So I feel like a player like Perisic can really work even up front on 7 chem. Honestly, I've used him before. He's a great player. So that's tier number 2. Let's take a look at the goals that I scored with that. Okay, so with this particular squad, there were definitely a couple of standouts. In defence, we obviously have Koulibaly and Manolas. In my opinion, I think they're the best duo of centre-backs in that league. Like, We'll see later on who I'm using in the third tier, but I can already tell that they are my two favourite centre-backs in the Serie A, just because of how overpowered well, crazy good they are. They're not overpowered because they're high enough rated to not be considered that, but they're superb. And then also, we have Brozovic in form. I'm not going to lie, I put him into this tier as like the marquee player, but I kind of wasn't expecting too much from him. And then he just like knocked it out of the park for me. He scored goal after goal after goal, made some really intelligent runs, was just solid on the ball, and then like for some reason really knew how to shoot as well. Just a great team player in that attacking midfield spot. I think he'd do great anywhere from centre mid all the way up to that centre forward if you'd really wanted to. He'll score you goals, that's for sure. And you'll see in some of the goals, I actually got most of my clips in tier number 2 with Brozovic. Now, the strike force of Perisic was great. He's good, but let's say for our best possible team, I'm not going to put a left forward at striking. Now, I'll keep it full chem and stuff like that. It's just an option that you have on the game. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you want to bring in a different striker. But Alejandro Gomez, as much as he didn't really score my goals here, he was still influential, and I really like him. He drags defenders away because people know how dangerous he is and how quick he is and stuff like that. So it puts fear into people. They're not sure what to do. He's really difficult to defend against, and there you can see a nice little goal from him. Let's step it up another notch, shall we? And finally, we can move on to the upper echelon of the Serie A. This is for you, all of you guys that have either played a lot of games and done a lot of FUT champions and finished in the golds or elites and have earned loads and loads of coins, or for you guys that are a little bit more like me that are willing to put some money into the game so you can afford the best players. So tier number 3 for me looks like this. We've gone with my favourite formation, the 4-1-2-1-2 second variant, and I've got some high rated and elite players in this particular team. So we start in goal with Handanovic, 87 rated. For me, the best goalkeeper in this league. He does have an informed version, but this team was already around 800,000 coins. So I thought maybe we don't need to spend more on the goalkeeper right there. We've jumped quite high from like 80k to 800k. And obviously you could just chop and change, use the players that would suit you better. And, you know, maybe you can't afford NAINGGOLAN or DYBALA or something like that. Then just use one of the other players from the different tiers. Right back, we've got Florenzi. I didn't actually realise that he was around 15,000 coins, but he is, and he actually looks very, very good. I've gone for Informed Gulam over the Alexandro in FIFA 18, just because he's taller, and I feel like his stats are really well-rounded. I've used him before, and I actually think I prefer Gulam to Alexandro on this game. I like the fact that he's like 6'2" or something, and that helps for me. I've then got my pack-pulled ones-to-watch Bonucci, and also 89 rated Chiellini. Now that's a formidable defence, very, very strong. However, are they as good as Manolas and Koulibaly, who cost a lot less? We're talking value for money. Are they worth it? Because of course Chiellini's like 80-odd thousand coins, which is very, very expensive. Now moving on to the midfield then, I've got Matuidi holding things down in that CDM spot, hoping for him to do like a Kante role, like what Kante did in FIFA 17. One of the more expensive players in the team, definitely NAINGGOLAN. So this is my first time getting the chance to actually use this player. He's got, again, stats across the board like mad. 150k. He was like 220k not too long ago. So the market crash is real right now. We also have Marquisio, 4-star skills and weak foot on him, around 25,000 coins spent. And then 35 to 40k will get you a 5-star weak foot Hamsik, who's 87 rated this year. He's going to be really good on the ball, threading those through balls through to your strikers, and then also the long shots as well. Looking forward to testing out Hamsik. And then we've got the perfect link, the ultimate link in Higuain, 90 rated, a very upper tier player on this game. And then this guy, Paulo Dybala, 250,000 coins spent on the 88 rated attacker, 91 dribbling, 86 pace, 85 shooting, 4-star skill moves. Cannot wait to get stuck in with this guy and see if he's as good as he is on this game as he was on the build that we played at the capture event. So that's tier number 3. I'm now going to show you the goals that we got with them. And then I'll also put together my best tier right at the end of this video. So if you have enjoyed so far, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get into the goals. Goal time with the beasts then. Who did I like? Who didn't I like? Well, it was clear that this like most of the players in this particular tier are definitely top performers in FIFA 18. Sometimes I move through the leagues and use different players and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. They're expensive players, but they just don't fit the meta. Higuain is one player that is like that. You know, obviously he's a 90 rated Juve striker, and he costs like 60k compared to DYBALA, who's an 88 rated, but costs 250. So obviously people out there know that certain players are going to work better than others. NAINGGOLAN is someone that definitely fits the meta, and my god, is he just fantastic. I scored long shots with him. He is so hard working. He just puts the effort in, and generally is a fantastic box-to-box midfielder. It was my first time using him. He looks sick in game as well, with the neck tats and the mohawk and all of that good stuff. Like, he looks crazy. So yeah, he's definitely a standout player, both in terms of like how he looks in game and how he performs as well. And then we have like Hamsik at Cam. He does well with the 5-star weak foot, but mainly it's all about the Argentine up front. And I'm not talking Higuain, I'm talking DYBALA. This little kid is so friggin' good on the game. His dribbling is next level. On FIFA 17, everyone raved about DYBALA, but I couldn't quite get used to him. And I think with the recent stuff, like the patch and stuff on FIFA 18, having to slow your game down a little bit means that I'm taking a touch with someone like DYBALA before I do anything with him. So once I've done that, I'm not necessarily sprinting all the time. I'm doing some real close dribbling and stuff. And with that, whoa, he just like weaves in and out of defenders like they're not there. It's crazy how fun he is to play with. And of course, he looks kind of cool with like the lower socks and the black boots. It's just a different look for a player in game as well. I'm all about that. And just like, yeah, what an absolute beast he was. So on your screens right now, what you're seeing is what my favourite, my best Serie A team would be. It would be to put Handanovic in goal, by far the best keeper in the league in my opinion. Cancelo at right back, just because value for money wise, he's rapid and he does the job well. I've got Manolas and Koulibaly from tier number 2 as my centre backs. You can pay all that money for Chiellini, but he's not as good as those two, trust me, in my opinion anyway. And then Jordan Lukaku at left back, he's just he's awesome. He's so good. I've got Matuidi at DM because I think he does run around and scoop that ball up very nicely. His passing seems good as well. And then I've got Brozovic, NAINGGOLAN and Hamsik as my midfielders. I might even be tempted to switch Hamsik and Brozovic so that Brozovic is that cam because he was so good there at scoring goals. And then up front, two little Argentines. We've got Alejandro Gomez just because of one, how tricky he is, and two, like I think alongside someone like him, like DYBALA, yeah, you're going to have just like this, it's going to be so difficult for people to defend against you because of course DYBALA fits into the team. It's a beastly squad, a couple of expensive ones from tier 3. I think we've got someone from at least every tier in this particular squad. But that is the Serie A 3-tier squad builder, guys. Hope you now know what players from this league are the best players to use to suit your budget and stuff anyway. Smash a thumbs up on the vid if you have enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace.